right, welcome everyone to another live episode of the Hype Man Podcast. I'm your host, Leroy Olaroy. Either way, it's your boy. And this afternoon, we are doing Vestibular Migraine of our migraine journey. Continue with, thank you again for everyone for our previous episode. They did great. Fantastic. So
cervicogenic headaches.
Thank you. You said it before I covered, which is great. But yeah, thank everyone for the support on that. We greatly appreciate it. And and today we're going to talk about vestibular migraine. I'm sure a lot of you folks are trying to figure out, or not figure out, but want to know what vestibular migraine is. I didn't know what vestibular migraine was when Heather and I got together. So Heather, What is vestibular migraine?
And you also may be trying to figure it out too, where you just don't even know, like Leroy said.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'll take that too. So, all right. So this one, there's a couple names for vestibular migraine, and I always got confused because my neurologist would interchangeably use different names for them. And
okay.
You remember me asking her, why do you keep mixing up the names?
Right.
So I looked that up as well, and sure enough, there's a few different names for vestibular migraine. So if the same thing happens to you, don't panic, don't freak out like I did, or worry. They're pretty much all the same thing. So other names for vestibular migraine is migraine-associated vertigo, migrainous vertigo, and migraine-related vestibulopathy are all the same thing. Okay? So there's a couple variation names to it, but I personally feel like vestibular migraine is easy to remember. So vestibular migraine, what does it do? How does it affect us? How does it affect our loved ones? For me, I am currently experiencing vestibular migraine a bit since yesterday when I got up from bed. And it's not pleasant. So hence the reason why I'm wearing glasses, because the podcast lights will trigger this even more. And I don't want that. He doesn't want that.
Nope.
So vestibular migraine affects your sense of balance. So when you're walking, you might feel a little dizzy. You're not really in sync with the whole world, or equilibrium is a bit off, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate even walking. So that's challenging, and it's hard, and it's scary. Oftentimes you feel like you're moving when you're walking, or even just sitting. So if you're just sitting down, you might feel like you're moving. Falling, spinning, and yes, those are the three things. Sorry. I'm kind of reading as I'm talking. And so it's one of those things where you can feel vertigo laying down. You can feel vertigo sitting, doing work at work, whether it's work from home or work in the office. What about driving? You can also feel vertigo then too. And you can also have the migraine that comes along with the vertigo. So it's a double whammy.
Right.
So vestibular migraine, you can also have symptoms like sensitivity, light sensitivity, ear pain, ear pressure, or ear ringing, which is tinnitus, but not necessarily a headache. So sometimes you may not even feel the headache pain that comes with the vertigo or the dizziness. It can come... Vestibular migraine relates to the inner ear and balance systems of your body. So there's another term that I wanted to have you guys not get it confused with, because a lot of people relate it to crystals in your ear.
Okay.
And vestibular migraine is basically what I just said, which is migraine relates to the inner ear and balance systems of your body. There's another type which we will not do because I have not been diagnosed with that. Okay. And that is not part of our journey unless we get people who want us to talk about it. Then I'll have to do research. He'll have to do research, and we can just, go off research facts. But this one is called benign proximal positional vertigo. That is dealing with crystals in your inner ear. Okay. So I wanted to differentiate the two.
Gotcha.
Okay, so if you want to pull up the image, that would be awesome. Yep. So with dizziness, for those who do not know, there are 4 types of dizziness. There is vertigo, the strong sense of motion or spinning. Disequilibrium, which we talked a little bit about. Feeling off balance, unsteady, or wobbly. How often am I wobbly?
I would see you unbalanced at least once a day. At least once a day. Yeah.
Okay. So just to give you folks somewhat of an idea. And again, everyone is different. So just because it's happening to me, it may not happen to you, but you still have vestibular migraine. We don't know. Lightheadedness, woozy, or disconnected from environment. This word I cannot pronounce, so I'm probably going to botch it. Presyncope, a feeling of losing consciousness or about to faint.
That you do not experience.
No. So. So there's that. Vestibular, it can come on spontaneously or it can be triggered.
Yep.
It can be triggered by moving your head, looking at specific patterns, or moving objects, or having your head in a certain position. So it's tough.
So for instance, would you get vestibular migraine like watching a movie or TV show with fast moving lights or imaging?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So a lot of shows, for instance, action shows. I absolutely love my action shows, and he knows that. Mm-hmm. Anything fast for me, I love. If it's slow moving, I hate it. It's really boring for me. But there's times when I'm in a really bad episode, I do have to either turn my head away if there's a lot of movement or flashing lights in the movie, or I just have to be like, Leroy, we can't do that one today.
Sure.
Like it has to be tomorrow.
Yep, and I'll always pivot to something else that I know has no fast moving imagery, and we'll just watch that. And then I've noticed now with a lot of streaming TV shows and movies that they'll have that disclaimer up at the top. Yeah, which is
And that's really important too. If you're a viewer of a podcast channel viewing this and you're watching this, please, if you have any fast moving flashing lights, please put that in the beginning of your podcast series or whatever it is, because it helps not only for people with epilepsy, but people with vestibular migraines or sensitivities to something else.
Yeah. So for any of those YouTubers out there with their videos and they've got fast movement imagery and stuff like that. It'll just be nice because we've noticed as of recent a lot of the streaming services are doing that now, which is great. Like for instance, the last season of Stranger Things had that, which was great, and that gave Heather the awareness to go, okay, there's going to be some imagery in here that I'll have to keep my head down and I'll have to let her know that it's over. Or if she just won't look, and then when she kind of hears that a scene's kind of slowed down or switched, then she'll look up. But, yeah.
Okay. And there's times, and even not just Stranger Things, but Avengers.
Sure.
Or Marvel movies.
Any action movie that has a lot of fast-paced scenes where, Heather will be like, oh man, it's coming. Yeah. Like, oh, I got to look away. Like, I'll know right away. I'm like, okay, this is one of those movies where, we'll watch and then we'll have to go back to it somewhere down the road. Or if she can't handle it, but she really wants to watch it, then we'll just have to watch it in sections. So.
And that happens. And as a vestibular migrainer, like everyone's different. So you're just going to have to figure that out with you, your loved one, your friend, family member, what it is that you are able to do with movies.
Yep.
And so we're trying to figure that out ourselves currently of which ones I can handle. And we have a pretty good idea by now, but we're still testing some of those waters out.
I mean, if you're in a good mood, you're like, bring it. Let me
bring it on.
See this very popular action movie or something like that. We'll watch that. But if Heather's like, I'm not really in the mood, then we'll just have to pivot to something that's, Not super slow paced because she doesn't like super slow paced movies. Yeah, it puts her right to sleep. It was like as what I call it. It's great nap time background noise for her. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes what I do like to watch, or what we like to watch, I shouldn't say I, but we, Critical Role for those with vestibular migraines. I do find Critical Role to be super helpful because you can picture it in your head.
For folks who are in Dungeons and Dragons, not saying that
you have to, correct.
You have to be, but anything that's that could be more of a background noise type thing where you don't have to necessarily watch, but you can pay attention by listening. So.
Yeah. And so for me specifically, we found that Critical Role helps us when I have vestibular migraine. But that's just our journey. And so other things too for vestibular migraine, some people might see things that can look bigger or smaller than they actually are. So what I mean by this is when Leroy was gone for the week for his work event, that I was home by myself. I did everything by myself. I took care of the dogs, tasks, what I could do. Sometimes walking around the block is a daunting task for people with vestibular migraine or any type of migraine types. So when it's just a block walk for the dogs or just to get out and get some fresh air, to you as somebody who doesn't have migraines, no big deal. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. But somebody like me, it seems like it's a walkathon. It seems like it's a never ending walk. So when he was out, if it was a really bad episode or day or moment, I would have to gauge it. And then I would take our dogs to a few houses just to get them a chance to do what they need to do, come back home and call it a day.
Yeah. Or wait till the next time you got to take them out.
Yeah. And then sometimes too, if that's even too risky, where I'm too unstable or unsteady, then I don't even take them on a walk. I do the front yard or I do the backyard because I don't want to risk losing our dogs. So there's some, tips there too. Other than that, sometimes we will even get visual disturbances with being dizzy. So what do I mean by visual disturbances? Visual disturbances can be black spots, losing vision for a bit, seeing stars, or even white dots. Okay, so that's scary alone because when you're not used to seeing those.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, yeah.
So that can happen. It cannot happen. Everybody's vestibular migraine is different. Vertigo can happen at any time during a migraine attack. If you notice consistency, vertigo occurring during a migraine attack, you will want to see your neurologist.
Neurologist.
Thank you. So that was migraine moment. Your neurologist, or if you don't have one, book a neurologist. Get a neurologist to look into vestibular migraine type and see what it is that you guys can do to help manage your life better.
Yeah, maybe they can pinpoint what the trigger is. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. And just want to let you guys know, there is absolutely no cure for vestibular migraine.
No.
It sucks. It's not fun. There's not enough awareness out there for us. So when there's not enough awareness out there for us, there's not enough research. There's not enough funds. We need more awareness, which is also one of the reasons why we're kind of doing this, to see maybe if that can help, and it can help other people too. And not only that, but it's good, to explain our journey.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there going through the exact same thing.
Yep.
Or similar thing.
Yep. Women are at greater risk for getting vestibular migraine. Don't know why. There wasn't enough research on that one for me to explain that better, but I still wanted to include that in there. Does it mean that men won't get it? No, men can easily get it.
Yeah.
So, other than that, my neurologist has often said that it's misfires between nerve cells in my brain that is happening, which is why I'm getting vestibular migraine.
Okay.
And I'm still very confused by that statement, but I still felt the need to add that in there because I did see it in another research article. So it's definitely out there. Your symptoms of vestibular migraine should be moderate to severe, and it can impact your day.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it is important to note your triggers, whether it be weather, not enough sleep, menstrual cycle, bright light, flashing lights, missing meals, food type triggers, etc. I would highly recommend you keep track of them through a migraine app that you can find on your phone, or even through a migraine logbook. I do mine through a migraine logbook because if I can be less on this, then all the better. So, and plus my neurologist prefers the handwritten.
Yep, absolutely.
Vestibular migraine may last only a few seconds to days as it varies with each person. So sometimes I might get it for a few seconds and then it's gone. And then sometimes it lasts, days. It just, we don't know why, but it happens.
Yeah.
If you want to pull up one of the...
Oh, yeah.
Yay! Okay, so this is what is migraine-associated vertigo, and I will have you read this.
Okay, what is that? I was like, what is MAV? Okay, it's abbreviation for migraine associated vertigo. MAV is a possible symptom of migraine disease, not a type of migraine. Vertigo, the world is moving or spinning? Yeah, spinning around you. Gotcha. It's how they did it. With okay.
They're trying to show you what our world looks like.
Yeah, about 25 to 35% of migraineurs experience vertigo. It's usually what is it?
Accompanied.
Okay. Accompanied by other migraine symptoms. Patients. I can't.
It's okay.
Their cursive is so weird. Go ahead, Heather.
Patients need a proper diagnosis. Is it a migraine? If so, what type? MAV is often a symptom of basilar type migraine, familial hemiplegic migraine, migraine with aura. So that is another image to help you guys kind of understand it too.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
It's hard to read.
It's hard to read that one.
It is, but they're trying to make it tricky because when people with vestibular migraine,
that's how they see it.
Yeah, we can't see straight.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
But good job. You tried.
Yeah, I tried.
At least 50% of those with vertigo episodes have one of the following: sensitivity to light, visual aura, headache involving at least two of these characteristics. It's inserted on one side of your head. It feels like it's pulsating. The intensity is moderate or severe. The headache worsens with routine physical activity. So, for example, yesterday I did raking leaves. I was completely fine, but I believe a lot of that triggered this.
Yeah.
So, and that means bending, picking up leaves, lots of different tasks going on, being outside with allergens.
Yep.
And I was totally fine, and then sure enough, this morning, late last night, I started getting migraine, and then late last night, I also had dizziness getting up from bed.
Okay.
And this morning, I struggled, and this afternoon, I struggled, and I'm still struggling, but I'm doing this because it's important. And so for me, right now, I have migraine pain on both sides. I feel it pulsating more over here than on this side. And the intensity right now is moderate. It was severe this morning when I woke up, and it hurt. So
yeah, because I could see it. I could see it all over your faces, and plus you have to take a Benadryl too, because your eyes. You took No wonder when I came to wake you up to take out the dogs. I was like, no, you're in no condition to walk the dogs. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell by your body language.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So that is part of that. And then we have vestibular migraine symptoms. Feeling imbalanced. Motion sickness caused by moving your head. So if you're moving your head left to right, that can be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Dizziness from looking at moving objects, cars, roller coasters, or even looking at people walking, running, or bicycling.
Okay, interesting. I know I noticed that I would get a little bit of dizziness if I look at something too intensely that's moving too fast, and I got to do one of these numbers, blink a little bit, and then come back. And if I still feel it, I'll either skip to the next scene or just don't even look at it until it's over. Which is weird because younger, I love doing roller coasters. You can get me off a roller coaster now.
Same here.
My body and my head, my eyes, just my body in general, just flips out on me, and I'm just like, no wonder, my mom told me as a kid, no, enjoy this stuff now, because as you get older, your body's gonna change at some point. It's definitely changed.
Yeah, and mine is also changing because I noticed that I'm very similar. I can't do things that I want to do as well.
Nope.
So. We also have lightheadedness, feeling like you're rocking or unsteady, like you're on a boat, even though you might be sitting or just standing. Nausea and vomiting as a result of the symptoms you are getting, and that's happened to me, and I have done that.
Yeah. Feeling
disoriented, feeling confused easily, right here. Sensitivity to sound, right here as well. If you want to pull up one of the images, that'd be awesome. Okay, so just as we had discussed, vestibular migraine symptoms. Do you want to read this one? Or
dizziness lasting hours to months, vertigo, spinning sensations, or sense of movement, extreme sensitivity to motion, blurry vision, nausea and vomiting, disorientation, noise sensitivity, sensitivity to light, ringing in the ears, or tinnitus.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
nice job.
I was going to say something. Good thing I also didn't say that. Well, I thought it was going to say, stop. Stop. Dropping, rocking, or floating sensations, balance problems, or unsteadiness, like walking on a boat, like you just mentioned earlier. Fluctuating pressure changes and hear loss in the ears. Fluctuating pressure changes. That's a big one with you. The above
fluctuating.
The above go that way. There
you go.
The above symptoms can happen with or without head pain.
Okay. Some of these words are tricky if you're not used to them, so I give you props for that, man.
Oh no, that's I do my best. Sometimes I laugh at myself. When I laugh at myself, I don't focus.
That's okay.
No.
All right, so other symptoms that can cause vestibular migraine, specifically for me, that were not listed here, but I still wanted to give you guys an idea of what happens for somebody who has it. So when going to parades or festivals at night, the kids flashing shoes. So how like the shoe lights when they're stomping and they're running and they're walking really fast. OMG.
Yeah.
OMG. That happened a couple years ago when I went to that festival at night, and there was flashing lights all around me, and all I wanted to do was puke, but I didn't, and it was just so much going on.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then parades can get to me with even during the day when there's the medic trucks, the fire trucks.
Oh, with all their lights.
Yeah, the cop cars with all their flashing lights. So sometimes when they come, I look a little bit, take my pictures, and then, duck my head. And then some escalators and elevators can also get to me depending on the movement.
Oh, yeah. Escalators going down get me.
Yeah.
Especially when there's been some situations where either in a mall or at work or wherever I'm at, some sort of corporate building where they won't have stairs to go down, but then the escalator doesn't work. But everybody's got to just hold on to the rail and walk down. That's when I feel dizziness, and I feel like I need to,
Yeah. So imagine that for hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so some elevators have that big drop when they stop on the floor.
Yeah.
Those to me get to me a lot, and I start feeling vestibular migraine.
Yeah, which means you can never do the giant drop at Six Flags or the haunted what is it? The haunted mansion drop.
Oh, I loved those when I was younger.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, but when your body goes, oh, we can't do that no more. Like I used to love the pirate ship ride. I can't do that anymore. Yep, can't do that anymore. I can't. There's some 3D rides I can't do, like the Jimmy Fallon ride. All of a sudden, I was like, looking at the screen, I was like, whoa, I'm going to be sick. And I literally, it was going on. I'm sitting down like this. I couldn't look up. But yet, I went on The Mummy just fine and Harry Potter and all that. And
the movement was different, probably.
The screen and how it moved just mess with me. Yeah.
So, windy weather can also trigger for me for vestibular migraine.
Yeah, you experienced that recently.
Yeah, when you were gone, because we had nothing but windy weather. And so can't knock down or clean cobwebs, because for me, looking up for a period or a length of time causes me to have vestibular migraine. So whenever I see something, I get it if I can, but if I want to do a deep clean of anything like that, then I have him just check corners of the house.
Yeah. And
it's not saying we have cobwebs up, but you never know where. It's Mother Nature,
Spiders are everywhere.
So then there's sometimes showering for me can even be difficult.
Oh yeah, when you're shampooing and conditioning your hair.
Yep. And so by now because I've had this type since 2009, I've figured out how to master how to shower, but even still it gets scary when I have a really bad episode. I have fallen before. Yeah. I have fallen in the bathroom before, downstairs, fun times.
Yeah, which is why now we've got those those rubber mats that give you a little more traction while you're in there.
Yeah. So what he's talking about, the rubber mats, is for the bathtub, the non-grip.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah. No, not the non-grip. They grip.
The grip, that.
Yeah.
They migrate.
Because the non-grip, everybody be slipping all over the place. But no, they have grips at the bottom, so it's easier for your feet to have that traction that it needs, so you don't slip. So,
but I've learned other ways to help myself in those moments too. And if I can't get to my hair that day, then I just do my bike.
So be it. Yeah.
So, I have learned in the past few years I can paint, but I can't paint tall ceilings.
No.
So that triggers vestibular migraine for me. Candle scents that are super strong can trigger vestibular migraine.
Yeah. We Heather likes candles, so we go to festivals or fairs, things like that, where she's like, "Oh, candles," and she lets the person that sells the candles like, "Do you have any light scented ones?" And they usually, we have the ones over here, and Heather would smell. I'm like, "Oh, this one isn't too bad." I mean, we recently bought one, and it's not a bad or a really strong smell, but Heather noticed that she can only manage maybe 15-20 minutes of it, then she has to blow it out.
Yeah. So. And it's not terrible. It's pretty good. So
yeah, because sometimes I totally forgot we bought the candle. She lit. I'm like, "What does that smell like?" I'm like, "Oh, when did we get that candle? Oh, you remember this candle? It was when we went to the blah 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 fair." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Other possible causes that research has shown: stress, lack of sleep. So if I get 2 hours or less, I instantly get vestibular migraine.
Yeah, that's been happening a lot with you lately.
I can't help it. It's not doing it by purpose.
I know.
But again, when you have this many types of migraines, it does mess with your neurological a bit. It messes with your sleep patterns.
Right, which is why when she lets me know I only got 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I'll let her sleep throughout the day. I don't even bother waking her up until she wants to get up. So.
Yeah, which is very kind of him.
Yeah.
Dehydration, which is not usually an issue for me.
No, you drink more water than I do. I drink a lot of water.
I usually get from my neurologist a water restriction because I'm drinking too much.
Yeah, you were drinking too much at one point.
Weather changes or changes in barometric pressures can trigger mine, especially menstruation for those with women. Bright lights are awful. And head motion, diet, so certain food triggers. And this area I don't know too much about, but I do know that this is very popular and out there that can trigger vestibular migraine or migraines for other people.
Well, there's your general ones. I'm pretty sure vestibular migraines probably the same triggers for your regular migraine probably.
Maybe.
Links up with the same types. Maybe it's just one of those things where if you try to eliminate some stuff out of your everyday to day, then maybe your migraines, whatever type, won't be as severe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not saying no to that.
Yeah.
Noise. So if we are at a place that's about to have a band and they're setting up speakers next to the seats, that can trigger vestibular migraine for me. External motion, the moving vehicles we talked about earlier. Visually busy or cluttered environments can be a trigger for some people. So like shopping malls or stores.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. Okay,
I saw your confusion.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Stores are often a trigger for me.
Mm-hmm.
But having these tend to help. It just stinks that when I'm wearing a mask and I can't physically wear these at the same time.
Yeah.
High contrast patterns like flashing lights or even striped images, like you're looking at a picture or something that's on the computer. So for instance, certain GIFs that are on your phone or even pictures can get to us. So be careful when you're communicating with friends and loved ones that, if they're in a vestibular migraine, be sensitive to that a bit. And I am unable to color geometric design pages now, where I used to be able to do that before.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to give some of those up that I had because why have them if they're just collecting dust?
Yeah, because you just look at them and go, nope.
Yep. Because I'm trying to make sure that the colors and, nope, too much. Scrolling through the phone or computer can trigger my vestibular migraine. So once again, one of the reasons why I'm wearing this, because we're on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my phone for a bit. Lights, there's a lot going on. And these are light sensitive, so they try to block out that natural light, the LED light, and other store lights type stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for it, they're called FL41 glasses.
Yep, there's all different price ranges.
Yes. So overheated can also cause me to have vestibular migraine. So what happens when we go to grandma's house?
Oh yeah, grandma's house is always hot.
Yeah. So it's not saying this or that. We love going to grandma's house. I love going to grandma's house because that's where our family's at. And when I say our grandma, it's his grandma. But I call her grandma. Mm-hmm. She's grandma to me. And so, but it's hot, like he says. And so I have noticed over the years, I can't wear sweaters during winter time.
Oh no, during winter, whatever you got underneath, just wear something comfortable and that's that.
So that's like a t-shirt, tank top that, you go over there and bring a sweatshirt if you need it. Yeah. I also have now a neck fan that I keep in my migraine kit bag, and I bring that with me. So if I feel too hot, I don't always have to just step outside. I can have that on and go with the flow. So there is an exercise that you can do with your loved ones if they really want to participate in it and what it feels like to have vestibular migraine. I had Leroy do this one time. I had my sister do this one time. And let me tell you, they couldn't. It was difficult. It was not fun.
Nope.
And so what I'm just going to say is have your loved one that does not have vestibular migraine or off balance, have them spin in circles like we did when we were kids. Have them spin 10 times really fast and tell them, keep going, keep going, keep going, faster, 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 faster. And if they try to stop, say, no, we don't have choice.
But then you let them stop otherwise. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we... from that perspective. Yes.
But if they're begging and pleading, okay, I want to stop. Of course, let them stop because that's what I did with her.
But that's what I'm saying is saying no, this is the point. You guys have the choice to stop. Mm-hmm. We don't have that choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I said. No, you don't get to stop. Mm-hmm. And I was firm with both him and my sister because I wanted them to have an idea of what it's like.
Yeah.
But then when he was like, I can't do it. And then my sister's like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, okay, I'll let you stop.
Yeah. and then I'm sure it's like, you had to get your wits about you. And then you still kind of, you felt sick afterwards, which is why I told myself, I was like, well, I guess my Total World or spinning teacup days are done.
Yep. Yep.
Not doing that. Not even with my nieces or nephews. Nope.
Yep.
Like, have fun, guys. Uncle's not going on there.
Pretty much. So, with that exercise that we had, how would you manage driving?
Oh, not at all.
Okay. How would you manage shopping?
I could even drive to get to the shopping.
Okay.
Yep.
How would you manage stairs?
I would have to hold a wall or a rail.
Okay. How would you manage medical appointments?
Like getting to them? Somebody else would have to drive me.
And then how would you get into the appointment?
Or somebody would have to drive me, or somebody would have to at least take me up there to the point where, I can get to the point where I'm in the lobby sitting down and waiting to get called in. Yeah.
Okay. How would you manage laundry?
If I couldn't do it that day, I would wait the next day.
Okay. How would you manage cooking?
I would definitely have to do something that either leftovers that I can just pop in the microwave.
Okay.
I wouldn't even try to manage the stove.
Okay. So those are some basic things that wanted to point those out. Why it is that we can struggle. Mm-hmm. Certain foods can trigger vestibular migraine. This is from research. Chocolate, red wine, aged cheeses, MSG, processed meats, coffee, and pop or caffeine.
Yeah, and MSG is it's an I didn't realize till I don't know, maybe I was in high school or something, that MSG is in a lot of Chinese food.
Yes, so. It's in Chinese food. It's in a lot of foods. It's in a lot of bath products.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Showering products, hygiene products.
Interesting. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do some research on that.
Uh-huh. And remember, triggers doesn't have to happen in just one day. It can build up over time, and then you can get a vestibular migraine. Yeah. Treatment for vestibular migraine, there's really not much, but there's some possibilities. But again, there is no cure for migraines. Supplements to try: vitamin B2, magnesium, and CoQ10. Mm-hmm. Beta blockers, triptans, anti-seizure drugs, CGRP like Aimovig, or calcium channel blockers. We also have lifestyle changes can help people with vestibular migraine, which we have been working on the past year. With me, with all the types that I have, including this one. I lost my job in 2021 because of all the migraines I have. And so right now we've been using this as self-care, trying to figure out how to make life work for the both of us and still enjoy life,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it's not saying I don't enjoy life. I do. We do. But it's not easy. And so
Oh no, it's not.
It's not. And so if there are things I physically can't do, and there's a lot, like we try to figure out adaptations. We try to figure out ways to help me, ways to help him, the dogs, all of our lifestyle. So right now we're using this time to take advantage of it while we can and focus on self-care and this part of the journey for migraines.
Yeah.
Because working right now is physically not possible.
Right.
So lifestyle changes can help. So those are exercise regularly. That can be a struggle. And what I mean by that is walking.
Yeah.
And maybe gentle yoga exercises like chair yoga if you're able. I do a lot of chair yoga. I haven't in the last few weeks because there's just been a lot going on migraine wise and I'm exhausted. But that's on me. That's not on anybody else. That's on me. Drink plenty of water and stress reducing activities like meditation or gardening.
Yeah.
I have been doing a lot of meditating. Adult coloring or art therapy with meditating helps me. It's a nice form of distraction.
Yeah.
And physical therapy, they say, does help, and it can help, but it does make you worse before it makes you get better. It did that with me. Tip for those who want to try physical therapy with vestibular migraine: save your exercises that you get from your physical therapist.
Yeah, you still have yours from years ago.
From 2009.
Yeah.
Yep, or 2010, whatever it is. And it's one of those things that you will get vestibular migraine again sometime in your future, even if you did physical therapy. It is helping you gain a tool and a manageable way for your vestibular migraine. And then when you do get vestibular migraine, whenever that is in the future, you at least have those exercises.
Yep. Yeah, because Heather had to be reminded of that as well. It's like, hey, don't you still have those
by my neurologist?
By your neurologist, like, don't you still have those exercises, those stretches? I'm like, yeah, use them. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and use them? You still got them. I was like, oh man, asked and answered.
Yeah. So I used them and I, brought them out not too long ago.
Yep. Started doing them.
Yeah, started doing them. So, and then if you want to pull up.
Oh,
I think it's the last one.
Yeah. Nope. There we go.
Why vestibular migraines suck. You able to read that one or do you want?
Oh yeah, no, I got this.
Okay.
Why does vestibular migraines suck? I never did like the roller coaster rides. I still like her. If this is me talking, not you. And at one point, because we knew each other back when we were teenagers too. So no, she also rode the roller coasters as well. I'm not drunk, but yeah, sort of feeling drunk, and yeah, walking like I am, but I'm not. You've actually told people that. I remember you telling me that when we were dating.
When we first started dating, yeah.
I was like, are you drunk? Like, no. It's like, okay.
I'm a cheap date.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I gotta have some humor.
Oh, you do. Next one, I'm falling. No, I'm not. I'm falling. Nope. Falling. My new name is Spinny McSpinny Pants. That's something you would say. Just because I know your personality.
And
okay.
I'm a weirdo.
Okay, that's okay. That time I did fall. Okay. That car ride made me loopy. That elevator ride made me dizzy. That motion made me more motiony. This sounds like you. This is your.
It's all my language.
This is you talking.
Yeah.
Why is the floor moving? The dizzy, spinning, dopey, makeup, wordy ride that comes with a headache. What fun! Yeah. That's you speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Uh-huh.
So that is this basically vestibular migraines. And if you heard me struggle with communication in this episode, it's because I am in one.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to point out migraines, sometimes it makes us not be able to communicate well.
Mm-hmm.
So before we leave and we get off, as a partner, husband, why does it suck for you with somebody who has vestibular migraine?
Oh, it's just more. It's just doesn't say it doesn't suck. I never complain to do extra stuff because when I do it, you tell me to stop. I'm doing too much. But no, it's just more on my plate physically to do. Like if it's cleaning up the house or taking out the dogs or cleaning up the kitchen, like I don't make a big fuss about it. I never do. I just do it. And then when you see me do it, you feel bad, but then you're like, you know what? If there's any dishes for this evening, let me do them because she doesn't. Heather never likes the feeling of me doing everything and her not doing anything. So even if it's just finishing up the last few dishes or whatever, or cleaning off the kitchen countertops or the dinette table upstairs, or like anything like that. She just so she can feel somewhat
dusting, vacuuming.
Yeah, some sort of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
independence.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, maybe not suck, but why is it hard?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a better word.
Yeah. It was hard or difficult.
Yeah. So, but it's, just because it's happening to me doesn't mean it's not happening to my husband or a loved one that you have, because they're still experiencing it with you from a different viewpoint.
Yep.
And so that's why it's our migraine journey, because he does a lot and he sees a lot and he feels a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that doesn't mean your loved one, doesn't do any of those either, or doesn't feel any of those either. Mm-hmm. So, just, make sure that if they're open to it, educating them just as much as you're learning, if they're willing to be open about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for this episode of the Hype Man Podcast. Thank you again for all the love and support. Go ahead and, subscribe. If you like this episode, go ahead and like it. Tell your friends, your neighbors, anybody that you know that experiences migraines. You can, send them our channel, and we would love to have them. But Heather, thank you so much for this episode of Vestibular Migraine. Thank you guys for checking it out, and we will catch you guys next time. Have a great day, guys.